Micro Moments CFE podcast. Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Tony will not be able to make it today, and but we do have Micah and we have Randy out in Atlanta, and we have Keith, wherever Keith is now, and myself here in Fort Worth. You can go to our website. You can go to the CSE.com website, or you can go to, before you go to the micromomenttrading.com website. It has all the stuff that's in the CSE website, all the programs we offer, Randy's and Keith's and Micah's and Tony's. There's a lot of questions, a lot of people commenting on what they're doing, how they're doing. You really learn a lot from the Cow Report. The Cow Report's free, and you can subscribe to it if you go to the micromomenttrading.com website. Okay, I got a couple of huge announcements. Both of these things I've been saying are going to happen, and it's going to change the world forever. You know, I successfully predicted the no commission phenomenon that's happened now, and just almost overnight it happened. I've been predicting that for 3 years. Well, I've been also predicting that the big name brokers are going to go out of business. There's no reason for them to be around. They're not too good in the first place. But here's an article that I printed out today, Finance Service, and it has to do with Goldman Sachs. And it says, I'm just going to read this. It's not very long. This is one of the paragraphs. It's the latest sign of the times for Wall Street and Goldman in particular. Trading became far less lucrative for banks after the financial crisis, blah, blah, blah. At the same time, human traders have been disrupted by electronic firms, places that employ a few dozen orders to trade, places that employ a few dozen quoters to trade billions and billions of stocks and currencies every day. And this is by Mike Mayo, who's a veteran banker up there at Wells Fargo. He says, we're in the midst of the biggest marriage of tech and finance in history. It means more bots relative to bankers, more machines, more automation, more scale. The next decade, we will see the implementation of technology to a greater extent in ways that never had been thought about before. This is interesting. It says the drop in employee pay will continue at Goldman undergoes a fundamental shift. For most of its 150 years, the business model was essentially to pay top dollar for the best talent available. Now, says David Solomon, the CEO, faces pressure to reinvent the bank and unearth new sources of revenue. Goldman has been working feverishly to create an automated solution in existing in asset business. I'm not sure what that is. That means clients will increasingly interact with software instead of expensive humans. As we grow more platform-driven businesses, we expect compensation to decline, blah, blah, blah. Anyhow, he says that, it's just not going to be the same. No, I don't know if Goldman will go out of business, but certainly other ones will up there because they've gone out. When we had the big 2008 deal, we lost a couple of them. Now, here's the big news, and this is going to be earth-shattering, absolutely earth-shattering. It's going to change the way you eat and everything. Of course, everybody knows I'm big on the burgers, Impossible Burger and Beyond Burger. They're really good. However, there's something really coming along here, and I've seen it on TV, but it's the first time I've read an article on chicken. So don't invest in Tyson's. Chicken. One chicken can feed the entire world. The entire world can be fed by one chicken. And chicken is not plant-based, but it's cell-based. One chicken, there's enough cells in that chicken that they get that cell out. They put it in some kind of processor here, and it'll grow. You can grow wings. You can grow, everything the chicken has, except there's no bone or feathers. It looks just like it. I've seen it. Haven't tasted it. I've seen it cooked though, and it's just incredible what you can do with the chicken. And the neat thing is, one cell, the processing is 6 weeks. That's the exact same time it takes to raise a chicken, from a chicken born, and then it comes in, and you can eat it. It's 6 weeks. So it's just going to be absolutely incredible. So it's going to change probably the chicken business everywhere around the world. One chicken can feed the entire world. I'm not sure exactly what that means. Maybe you have a chicken at home, and you can feed your entire household from the chicken. somebody would come up with these little processing machines. Right now, they're kind of elaborate and expensive, but like toasters, they'll become toasters. You just eat your chicken at home. And you can make wings, or you can make whatever. They've been doing that with human noses and ears and stuff for a long time. So human cells. That's the news. I don't even see y'all shaking. The world's going to change. Micah, you can have your own chicken.
No, that's absolutely crazy. I mean, you see it all over these advancements. I think most of the things we see day to day are going to be completely unrecognizable in another 7 to 10 years. It's not.
I thought that was really interesting about the brokerage business and these Wall Street brokers, because that's exactly what we say, and what our clients say, all y'all's clients. You're doing it yourselves, and you're not using expensive people. And they mentioned that in here. They said we no longer need expensive bodies to be in the brokerage business, and they're going to have to reinvent the total business. They're not going to be able to do it with no commission deals. So, okay. So, Randy, what's going on? Besides, you have a cold.
Yeah, I definitely have a cold. It's still sapping my energy, and it's affecting my voice over the course of the day. The more I talk, the worse it gets. But it too shall pass. Had over all the years, they come and they go. Every year, there's a couple of times. It's a bad season right now with getting ready to fly out to Phoenix to play my baseball tournament this week. This starts this on Saturday and goes through all next week. So I'm sure I'll catch more germs out there in that airplane.
Where are you going?
Phoenix. It's called the Phoenix World Series.
Oh, okay.
There'll be about probably 2,000 or 3,000 players out there
really
competing to try to get the ring.
Right.
The winner gets to have a World Series ring, just like in the Major League guys. So
yeah.
But bad place to be is in airplanes. They say that's the worst air you can breathe, just about. So, but having a good week again.
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, I teach two different services here at Compound Stock Earnings. One is advanced charting, and that's every Monday morning is a live in the market coaching webinar to teach people how to read the advanced chart better and better and better, and how to use them in their trading process to help make better decisions on entry and exit points for whatever trading that they're doing. And it's applicable to any type of trading that they want to be performing. That proprietary advanced charting software from Compound Stock Earnings is extremely helpful in making better decisions. And so we use it in the Advanced Charting Platinum service for momentum trading, where we identify the beginning of a cycle, buy an option, and then sell it as that cycle continues to generate a profit. In addition to that is the cover call platinum service. And the cover call, for those that don't know, is you buy a stock or a long option, and then you sell a short option, shorter term expiration against it to generate income. And we always use in the money options. So we're not the speculators out there. Most traders out in the market, if they're going to use options, they're going to buy out of the money options. They're speculating that the stock's going to move in a certain direction. We don't do that with covered calls. With covered calls, we enter appropriately on what the chart says, but the stock can go up or down, and we can still generate our income and get all of our invested capital back. And so examples of those, and we don't just use examples. So you read a lot about other services, and they always talk about, well, we back tested this, and if you would have done this in February, here's your results. Or if you would have used this over the last year, here's your results. They never tell you what they just did today. But we do. When we are teaching, we use our own account live positions to teach how to do the processes. So you see it live in action, real time. We don't talk about what happened a year ago. We talk about what's going on right now. So one of the positions that opened up in the cover call platinum service was Netflix this week. I entered Netflix on Monday and closed it out actually today. So all of the invested capital is back, and Netflix generated 8.2% return in just 3 days. So 3 days of investment, all of the money is back in the account cash. Doesn't matter what happens to Netflix for the rest of its life. It's already generated 8.2% return for 3 days. Entered it on Monday and closed it out this morning. Last week, the ones that were entered were Amazon 3.3% for just 1 day of investment. And these are all, the money's back in the account. There's nothing hanging on. The cash is all in there. Costco, 5% for 3 days. Disney, 7.8%. Now that one was 2 weeks. I had to use management on Disney because Disney dropped. And so these processes, you just continue generating income until the stock rebounds. And it doesn't have to get back to where it started. And with Disney, it was over the course of 2 weeks, 7.8% return. VXX, which is the volatility index, 9.0% for 1 week, and QQQ, which is the NASDAQ ETF, 7.1% for 4 days. Usually in and out of the positions in the same week. Sometimes it's over 5 days. And on a small percentage of occasions, I use management, which means I can continue to work with the position, generating income along the way, and then recouping all invested capital at the end.
Okay. Well, that's fantastic. Fantastic week. Those fantastic returns. Let me say this about so people understand a little bit. When he says management, we in our toolbox, which is a toolbox that all these guys use, not only picks the positions out there in the universe of stocks that have the highest returns, but it checks them out. They're good companies. We don't know if they're going to go up or not. But he's going to stay in business. And like Randy said, when the stock goes down, he can employ the tools in the toolbox to continue to produce the whatever return he got when he first entered the deal. Let's say 5%, 6%, 9%, whatever it was, even though the price of the stock has gone down substantially. And he can continue to do that every month, every week. It used to be that you only really got these things expired on third Friday. Now, many of them expire every Friday. So you have the opportunity where we used to make 3 to 5% a long time ago, years ago. Now you can make that a week and do it times 4 weeks. Incredible stuff. And you have the tools to manage a position. You should never have a problem with a covered call. In fact, I don't think I've mentioned this to you, Randy, but I was reading a story the other day that Warren Buffett said that he made his first millions doing covered calls, and he still does covered calls. If he gets ready, puts his aim on a company to buy, he'll go out there and start buying those options, and because he knows exactly precisely he pretty well knows he's going to execute on a company. He's getting those options a lot cheaper that early on. And if you ever wonder about who exercises these things on third Fridays and on Fridays, it's guys like that in institutions, insurance companies, big banks, stuff like that actually exercise these and take delivery of the stocks. But yep, I thought that was real interesting. I never heard his name in relation to covered calls before. He still actively does that. So, but anyhow, that's good stuff. Really good stuff, as Tony would say. So, Keith, the Keith service. Explain your service, Keith, and all your stuff's in the Cal report also, and on the website. So.
Okay. Yeah. I run the credit spread, weekly credit spread platinum service, and we try to trade both credit spreads as well as credit spread momentum trades, and been looking at the CSM or the credit spread momentum trades more recently lately to try to get in and out in a day. I just don't like to be in overnight right now, just given this crazy market that it's in. And anyway, doing that, I do a webinar on Tuesdays from noon to about 1:30 East Coast time, and go through all the charts and what I'm looking for and the rules that for trading. And Ron, for questions on that, and just like Randy, I tell you exactly what I'm doing when I'm getting in to do the trade and all the details of that. I also do a 2-day credit spread CSM weekend seminar, which the next one is coming up the 26th and 7th of this month. You can register online, go to the website and do that online. And we go over credit spread trading and then the CSM trading, a lot of chart tools. And I use the advanced chart. I use the ICE chart, that Mike and Tony use for the shorter term trades, and I also use the CSM chart. All these are CSE or micro moment proprietary tools that we use for trading, and they're just they don't make you guessing as to what the market is. You just have to start following the charts, and it certainly improves your probability of successful trading significantly. So that's what I got going there.
Okay, fantastic. Again, you can find all about what he does and when his seminars are and everything by going to the website, micromomenttrading.com. And it's got the original in there, very much of it's the original CSE website, so all the same information's in there. Sign up for the Cal report and so on. Compound, I keep getting confused. Micromomenttrading.com is where you can go.
Yeah, Joe, the one other thing which I forgot to mention too is if you've taken a credit spread or a debit spread seminar in the past, you can reattend for free. So you don't have to pay additional to reattend that.
Yeah. And we had the first live seminar for the micro moment trading this last Thursday. So we were not here last Thursday, and we didn't do this podcast. And we had about 20 people. We kept it down to about 20 people. We had dinner that night, our typical deal. And it was just absolutely fantastic. The interaction was just fantastic. And Micah and Tony did a great presentation, and it was really good. Now, what Dirk and I are talking about doing now is we'll now start having that like you guys have them online, but we're also going to come back with our, what do we call it? Master's class, the master's class. So, master's class used to be one person, two people on Saturday, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and two people on Sunday, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. And we had a big dinner, big cocktail party, and all that kind of stuff. But we're going to come back and have Randy and Keith's operation on there. So you guys need to start kind of looking for people that you think might be to do a good master's class. And Tony and Michael have to pick out one person also. So we'll have to a little bit less time on one of those days because we'll have a third one coming in there. So we've got that coming up. We hadn't discussed that with y'all yet or with Michael, Tony, anybody. We just kind of came up with it. We wanted to get that going again.
I love the idea.
Be in person on mine too. Yeah, those were really great seminars. There was always a huge, bunch of people there. I mean, 100, 200 people. Some of those things. We did them all over the place. We did them up in Chicago and out in California and everywhere.
Yeah, Joe, that was my first interaction.
That's right.
Was at the Masters in 2008 in Chicago.
In Chicago, that's right. Remember we had that boat, that big old boat rented.
We had a dinner cruise out there on the lake.
Yeah, that was fun. I was there too.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
That's right. You made a presentation there, didn't you? In Chicago, Randy?
Yes, I was on Sunday morning.
Yeah. I was sitting right behind your wife. She was nervous as hell.
Yeah, she was more nervous than I was.
Yeah, I know.
And right next to her was Greg's wife, because Greg was the presentation the night before, and she was nervous too. So,
if Marcus, do you have any make comments, or ask questions, or anything? Type it in. I forgot to mention that if you want to ask something for us to discuss right now, type it in there. It's on YouTube. Hey, there you go. Hey, Peck. Good. Randy, that's for you. You see it? Randy?
Yep, I was muted. I just finished a micro moment trade right there while we were talking. Got 5.8% on that one. How many momentum trades do you typically do over a week or a month? I don't keep a tally on them. Probably a couple a day for momentum trading, and the calls are usually about 5 or 6 per week, typically. And I mean, some weeks is going to be more, and some days are going to be more. Some are going to be less. And one of the nice things, like momentum trading, like especially the trade the moment or micro moment that Tony and Micah do. One of the really nice things about those, let alone that you're in and out in a short time and your cash at the end of the day, so the market gyrations over the night doesn't impact you. But if you're going to be traveling one day, or you want to go on vacation, or you have some thing to do with the kids at school or whatever, you just don't trade that day, or you don't trade that morning or afternoon, and you just wait till the next day. So every day is a new opportunity. It's not like you've lost anything if you say, okay, I'm too busy doing something else today. I'm just not going to trade. And so that is what's really nice about the really short term in and out in the same day trades.
Okay. Yeah, for those listening, watching the podcast, the macro moment are really kind of hectic trades. You usually only trade them at the end of the day, or first 30 minutes when the market opens or something like that, and they only last a few seconds. Randy's is much calmer. You got management tools if you need them. Like you said, you can go on vacation without having to worry about, doing things. These things got to take care of themselves. You can put in buy a leap or buy a stock and put in, sell the call and put in a get to cancel for the thing to be expired, whatever. It's pretty much automated. And you don't have to just be sitting there doing the trades. And you don't with the macro moment either, except that's why we say limit it to about 30, 45 minutes a day. And you'll do just fine. But and Keith's pretty much the same way. Keith's are a little longer term, a little calmer than what Mike and Tony do. So, wouldn't you say, Keith? Keith, those
Yeah, I would. I was muted there, Joe. It's a bit slower on typically, at least on my short-term trades, in anywhere from like 5 minutes to an hour. I'm in on those trades. When I'm doing the longer-term CSMs, it's usually maybe 1 to 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, definitely longer positions on that.
Okay, Micah, what's going on in your world?
Yeah, I mean, to kind of close all that, the trades have actually been getting shorter, we've noticed, over micro moment, and it's going to be interesting to see once we actually get back into as volatile of markets as we were in, how that affects our trading times, if they get shorter or longer. But we're averaging about 40 seconds a trade, I would say. So, and that's what we're seeing from the clients too. A lot of them are even faster. We've been hearing a lot of 22, 25 second trades. So it's just kind of a different world than I'm even ever used to. Like, I never thought I would be doing 23 second trades for 6%, and that's, you can hit that quite easily. So the ability to be able to do that is really huge, and it comes with the transition of the brokers and things, like we say. So to be in a spot where you can be dynamic, and that's what Joe's been able to do. He's been able to be dynamic and be ready for adjustments as he goes, and seeing what's next. It's not just going to stay this way forever, right? Because you used to be buying contracts at the bank for $30 per trade commissions, and so you have to realize that the market always is changing, and Joe's done a really good job of seeing where it's going. And I mean, you wouldn't have been able to do this up until more recently to catch this kind of volatility. So that's a huge point. Also on the seminar, it did go great, and today we had one of our clients, David, say that he's done, I think it was, I have a question here. I believe he did 23 trades since the webinar, since the seminar, which was on Thursday of last week. He's done 23 trades with no losers, and a little over 74% return from that. So really good words from the seminar, and we're still getting those reviews all typed out into digital form so we can all look at those. But yeah, I mean, across the board, Micro Moment's been going really well. Transitioning into a new platform, and yeah, nothing but good things to say. So,
Or you say you're getting those printed out?
well, we haven't seen them from Dirk, so I think he's probably going to scan them in so that he can send them to everyone so we can read them.
You're talking about the thing at the end of the seminar.
Yeah, the survey, I guess it would be. Yeah.
I thought you were
Yeah,
talking
we
about
had a.
yeah. I thought you were talking about the questions people ask during that morning session.
Oh yeah, no.
These guys typically do a morning session and an afternoon session. They sometimes come back if the market warrants it, and they'll be around noon. The market closes at 3. The trading platform or our teaching platform stays up all day, and you can leave it on your computer, and then you get an email from Sue Ann, text, actually not an email, but a text, when they indicate that they're going to be coming back and doing more trades for a second session. And usually those second sessions can be quite profitable. Sometimes they don't come back because the market doesn't warrant it. But again, you can find out all about their type of trading at our www.micromomenttrading.com website. So check it out. And see, we have any more questions? Do you have any questions over there, Marcus?
No, it's a slow day. I don't know where everybody is.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, they probably, since we weren't here last Thursday, just forgot about us, just gone. Yeah. Okay, well, we'll call it a day. It's been about 30 minutes, about normal for us. And we appreciate everybody being here. Again, go sign up for the Cal Report. It's free. It's been published about 20 years. And you can do that at www.micromomenttrading.com and sign up for that. It comes out every Friday. And it's got questions and from all our clients and how they're doing and asking these guys questions. And it's really a good little publication. And Mike, one thing you said, you probably couldn't have done this 3 or 4 years ago. You're absolutely right, because until just recently, when we got the advanced charting that we have, we couldn't have done it without that, because that's telling you when to get in and when to get out of the transaction. And it does the same thing with Randy and Keith. So that didn't exist. That didn't exist that long. So it's existed. It's been being, modified over time to it's what it is today. So you certainly couldn't have done any of this stuff 5 or 6 years ago. I mean, the platforms wouldn't even allow it. So, okay, well, thank you guys for being here, and we'll talk to you later.
Okay,
Awesome.
very good.
Thanks,
Have a good
guys.
week, everybody.
All right.
Have a good weekend, everyone, too.
Okay.
Take care. So long.